Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, Kenya as a country, we are in crisis, economic crisis and political crisis. But then I want us to deal with the issue of economic crisis. And we are going to refer to two people here. Number one, Musalia, and number two, Francis Atwoli. Remember, during the campaign, William Ruto was selling the bottom-up agenda, which was against the trickle-down that Raila was supporting. And again, Mudavadi was one man who was believing in what Raila Odinga was selling, trickle-down effect. That was his side. And Mudavadi at one point went to Mount Kenya region in a church function. It was on a Sunday. So, he went further to ask a very key question to William Samoei Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua. And his question was very simple. How are you going to finance this economy when you say bottom up? Remember, at that time, we knew that anyone who was going to take over power, what he needed to do was to restructure this economy in terms of debt and then matter of cost cutting in terms of expenditure. And remember, Ruto was promising that he is going to give 100 million to each and every sub-county. Sugoi, in your constituency, if you have received the 100 million. And that was going to be every year. He was promising that Wilbur is going to change the economy. But Mudavadi went further to demonstrate using a bottle of water on how Ruto is going to run this government. That in itself, he was warning Kenyans that Ruto is going to take everything, atanyonya kila kitu, and leave you with an empty, dry bottle. We know Mudavadi went to support William Ruto later. But whatever Mudavadi talked about, it still stands up to today. And it's a question we will also ask him, together with Musalia, with the Wetangula and William Ruto and Gachagua, because these are the owners of Kenya Kwanza. He should be now answering this question. First of all, listen to Musalia Mudavadi, then we are going to continue with this conversation because we are in a situation whereby even people are not getting their salary. Bottom up.
Ukichukua chupa ya maji na useme bottoms up na uweke chupa namna hii, sio ni kusema maliza kabisa. If you did this and you say bottoms up, this is the bottom. Mtu anameza kila kitu. Na mwananchi atapata nini? And how are you going to finance this economy? Ya kusema bottoms up. Kwa sababu ushuru pia umegonga wananchi.
Now, going by what Mudavadi had already demonstrated to Kenyans, some of us still went further to vote for the bottom up, including Mudavadi, went that side. But the argument still stands. It was not only his argument, because it is a question every Kenyan could ask. And what is the result as of now? We are talking about counties yet to receive disbursement. There's no county that has been funded up to now by this William Ruto regime. We are talking about civil servants not getting salary. And I was listening to Sound Candid Talk, because I normally go there to listen, though I don't contribute anything there. And I heard someone saying that the issue of delayed salary did not start today. It is not only last month. The truth is that these people have been going for more than 3 months without salary. But now, this issue came out because we were celebrating Easter. That's when now people got to speak about this. There was no money to celebrate Easter. So it tells you that people have gone dry for 3 months without salary. And if you check, this government is not even promising. So that is where we are as of now. But again, Francis Atwoli told Kenyans, if you vote for William Ruto, he's going to run away with central bank to Sugoi. It looked like a joke, but it is evidently clear that all this we are seeing, we already got warning during the campaign times. First of all, listen to Francis Atwoli, then we are going to conclude this discussion. Now, we are continuing with the panel discussion, but just a quick request for those who are watching and you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. And by the way, I was talking about the Sound Candidate Talk. If you are a subscriber on this channel, I would recommend you to go and subscribe to Sound Candidate Talk. Support Bernard. I think they are doing an amazing job there. It's one channel I can recommend for you to go and subscribe. Yeah, but because I also listen to what they say, and if you want to also contribute on matters, current political situation and the economy and what we are facing, that's a channel you can subscribe to too. So please just subscribe there. Now, back to this discussion. Now, we know we have the question of legitimacy in this country and the issue of servers. We have discussed that one. But today, let us now talk about the matter to do with the economy of this country. Assume that even if Ruto got to power through a shortcut, the question is he really working to revive this economy or help the Kenyan people to enjoy being Kenyans? When he promised that he's going to give 100 million to each and every constituency, wewe kwenye mmepata? When he promised that economy of wheelbarrow is going to work for everyone, wewe economy of wheelbarrow, is it working for you? When he promised that he's going to provide job opportunities and to employ 1 million youth every year, imwezi, in your village, have you seen anyone being employed into this government? Instead, what we saw was an end to kazi kwa vijana. It was an end to kazi mtaani. It was an end to food subsidy. It was an end to subsidizing school fees. The question is, where was that money going to? Can we agree with the statement from Musalia when he demonstrated using a bottle of water that Ruto was going to drink everything? We can say that now today we can confirm that Ruto has drunk everything. Amemeza kila kitu. He has swallowed everything. The way Mudavadi warned us. Sasa saizi ako na Wetangula hapo. Kwa hivyo tuseme Ruto amemeza, Wetangula amemeza, Gachagua amemeza, hata huyu Mudavadi sababu ako hapo pia yeye amemeza. Can we conclude and say that? Because what they said is coming to pass in our lifetime. It was like 8 months ago to election, not 8 months, a year ago to election, when he was issuing this statement. And it is manifesting in this government. Since when did you hear that people have missed to get salary, civil servants in this country? Since when? It is my first time to hear about this story. Tangu Kenya ikuwe inchi. So the question is, where is that money going to? Is this the only time we are having crisis in terms of economy in this country, which has pushed on action of civil servants going for 3 months without salary? The answer is no. We have had other problems, including when the Kenyan shilling was losing value. And Mudavadi, by then, he was given a mandate as Minister for Finance. He restructured debt and so many things, and the shilling gained value. That means there was a goodwill in Moi during that time to give Mudavadi latitude to help the country to resuscitate. But now there's no goodwill. This government is promising nothing. In fact, even these people are going to go even maybe for half and a year without salary. Okay, forget about members of parliament. For them, they can fight for themselves. They have a way to deal with this government. They can even sabotage it for them to get what they want. Remember when they talked about CDF, they frustrated Wetangula until he had no option but to call executive. And they were given money, despite even the court stopping that. So even if members of parliament will lose salary today, tomorrow they will have it if they want it. But the question is, what about the civil servant? Madaktari wako hapo. Wafanyakazi wengine wa serikali wako hapo. So they focus on security. because they know they can be toppled. They don't want a security that will be so much sensitive to what they are doing. So you deal with them by paying them on time. But what about the doctors in the hospital? County government is yet to get money. The issue of hospital and health is on county level. How do you expect governors to pay county staff? Madaktari wako hapo. Alafu natarajia kuja kudunga shindano tu vizuri na wewe upone. To come and administer treatment to you. When amelala njaa, watoto hawajaenda shule. Akuja afanya kama ni operation. Sasa ataja makazi ndani ya mtu. How will you be served in these offices when people are frustrated and hungry? We are heading to a banana republic, and this alone is enough to add fuel to what Kenyans had already gone into through. Remember, we have maandamano in this country, lakini imepewa break as of now, because there is bipartisan dialogue. This dialogue might not bring fruit. That means people will be on the street, and soon you will see civil servants joining mass action in this country. That means the services are going to be sabotaged. You will not get services courtesy of this government. So Ruto is very frustrating services. You will not be served in any government office because people will be busy demonstrating. The reason behind this, they are collecting taxes. They should not bring excuse. We can only conclude and say that we want to believe what Atwoli told us, that someone will run with a CBK bank to Sugoi. We can conclude and say that because we are here to comment on current political situation. Just as a political commentator, I say I can believe in what France Atwoli told us. Someone is amassing the money, anataka kuenjoy. By the way, these people, they had a 1-year budget for Statehouse na ya Gachagua. But they consumed that budget in 6 months time. What was 6 months time? Walikula budget ya mwaka mzima kwa miezi 6. They went further to ask for parliament to give a supplementary budget. So in as much they are enjoying, they are doubling what they have been getting, what Uhuru was using, the money they refer to as dynasty. Dynasty alikuwa na spend kidogo. Sasa Hasla anakuja ana double. Alafu Hasla anachukua mshahara ya wafanyakazi. Hasla anachukua pesa ya kwenda kwa county. Inaenda wapi? Nene Gachagua want to tell us, yeye ni mtoto ya Mau mgani? Mau alikuwa anapigania Mwafrika apate uhuru wa kufanya kazi, uhuru wa kisiasa, uhuru hata paka wapate na kazi zao wenyewe. But now they are frustrating ile uhuru yenye Mau alikuwa anapigania. We have every reason to believe in what France Atwoli told us before he got to William Ruto. We know he went because of cowardice. Aliogopa. He feared. That's why he went there. But if you ask him deeper in his heart, he don't believe in William Ruto ideology. Even Musalia went there because of personal political interest. But he understands very well William Ruto will not deliver. And that's why he was very categorically and clear that this issue of bottom up is like we will remain dry. Someone is going to milk us dry. And indeed, William Ruto is milking Kenyans dry without blinking an eye. He don't care whether you are sleeping hungry, whether children does not go to school. Saizi ametoa mpaka na school fees haiko. Tell me, are we in the safe hands? That's why Atwoli was asking, in whose hands are we safe? Today we can conclude and understand that indeed we are in a dangerous situation.